Mayor Dirtyfoot don't know what she doing. This video is brought to you by the TatumReport.com, TatumReport.com. The link is in the description section. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live or make a video. Also hit the join tab where you can join Tatum Squad. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Let's get into this. The reason why I'm making this video. The mayor of Chicago is a disgrace. Let's just get that out right up front. How is your city experiencing such turmoil? A major part of your city. And you are an African American or an American of African descent, and you're supposed to be supporting black folks. They didn't put you in a position, and they're having the worst time out of anybody in the entire city. On the south side of Chicago, and Inglewood, and some of these other places that are in Chicago that are suffering as a residual effect of gang violence in your city. And you have the nerve, Dirtyfoot, to tell President Trump that you don't need his help. That at the last resort, you would never get his help or use his help. Utilize the help of the President of the United States of America and all the federal resources that they have to protect your citizens. Why? Because you're arrogant. These leftists are so arrogant, and y'all still voting for them, which I do not understand. But the reason why I'm making this video is because I need an explanation, ladies and gentlemen. I need somebody to clarify to me, how is it that in this city, you can't even go to a funeral without somebody spraying it like Lysol? I don't understand. You can't even go to the funeral. You can't even lay somebody to rest without it getting banged up. For what reason? Now, we know what reason. Dirtyfoot ain't gonna tell you what reason. It's gang violence that is unchecked. They are not doing anything to stop what's going on in their own city. They use more of their time, resources, and energy to point the finger at the white man or the white police officer. That's the only thing that they're good at. Now, let me clarify for some of you that have heard the story through the grapevine, but you don't know the details. I'll give you some details that's even more shocking. First of all, the person who was being laid to rest wasn't an innocent bystander, didn't have nothing to do with the police department. Have no idea really what the person was involved in. But what I do know is that that person was involved in a retaliation against the gang. During that retaliation, this brother loses his life. Now, as retaliation to the retaliation, in which case that brother lost his life, they come there to spray up the whole family. What world are we living in, ladies and gentlemen? Why aren't we talking about this more often than not? And they always want to talk about the white people and the school situations. Oh, look at them. They're barbaric. Look what they're doing in the schools. I'm not going to lie, man. When you go to some of these inner cities, they doing this every day. Probably 70% of that statistic of mass situations, 70% of 70% of it are probably in Chicago and Baltimore and other places that are run by crazy liberal. I want to say something else, but I can't say it because y'all know what they'll do to me. Just say leftists. Run by leftists. Some Americans of African descent leftists running these cities to the ground. Not just to the ground, through the ground. And I just don't like their responses. And I don't know why people still support them. A good leader would say the following. I know there's a problem in this city. I have been put in a position to fix the problem. So any ally I can use, any assistance that can be utilized to help the people, not my pride, but to help the people, I'm willing to go down that route. I'm willing to work with people whom I probably do not like. As long as the results at the end of the day is prospering my constituency, then that's what I'm going to do. No matter what. Why can't people be leading like that, ladies and gentlemen? Why can't they lead? Why they got to be so passive? They are more concerned about police and all this other external stuff that have nothing to do with their inner cities. And I think this is the telltale sign, in my personal opinion, that they don't care about you. They don't care about nothing but power. They just want to be in that position so they can retire on taxpayer dollar. Because if they really cared, man, I feel like Dirtyfoot and the rest of them will be out here. Rahm Emanuel and all will be out here with a stronger force to focus on the things that are injuring and hurting the inner city. You know, every day, Dirtyfoot should be out there saying, we need to build programs to help fathers be fathers. Help programs to help young ladies not end up smashing and dashing to where you're a single mom. I'm not saying that every single mom ends up that way. But what I'm saying is that some of y'all, this is what you're doing. You don't even care about being with the daddy. You going off on your own with your baby. You know, so, and y'all know I ain't lying. Why don't they develop programs like that? How about they develop programs or at least do something that stimulates growth in the community so that they can have more opportunities in the community and so that they can build an educational infrastructure where these young people get out of high school, at least they'll finish it, and they'll have somewhere to go and get work. Even if it's not in the city, they can go out of the city and get work. But when your education level is of like 3rd grade and you're supposed to finish high school and you can't, so you drop out, you can't even get jobs that are available in your own city. Dirtyfoot and the rest of them should be focusing on that, but they're not, and they never will. And you and I both know the truth. It's because they really don't care. And what I'm saying, don't care, mean they don't care enough to be open-minded to new solutions that can fix the problems. That's pretty much all I'm saying. Like, your methodology is not working. I can't remember in the last decade, I can't remember a time where I felt like Chicago was safe. That people weren't looking to Chicago as an example of extreme brutalization. Like when have Chicago not been the epicenter of violence and destruction for Americans of African descent? You let me know when it wasn't, and I'll change my opinion on it. But I wish that they would put this stuff on the forefront, talk about these issues more often. Maybe they can get solutions. Now I can talk about this for like 2 or 3 more hours. Trust me, I can. But I want you to watch the rest of my videos. Put a comment in the comment section. Make sure you get in there and tell me what you think. Is B Tatum tripping or B Tatum on or something? Visit TatumReport.com, TatumReport.com. You can get all the cool merch there. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.